The next question that we have is from Suman, who's writing us from Kolkata, asking about Zaggle Prepaid. She's got 30 odd shares at a price of 309, wants to know if she can buy more. And is this a good company to continue to hold from a long-term perspective? Rajesh, a very good morning to you. I'll come to you on this one. Your view on Zaggle.
Good morning, Mahima. Good morning, everybody. I don't think Zaggle is a kind of stock which one should hold for a long-term portfolio. At best, it's like a swing trade. Whenever there is some amount of momentum, one can enter and exit. At this point of time, I think one should wait for any upticks to exit at around 290, 295 odd rupees. At this point of time, it's a hold.
Got the view, Rajesh, and of course, welcome to the show as well. The next question that's coming in is on CSC. Now, Gautam, who's a regular viewer, dials in from USA. Thanks so much for that, Gautam, and sending across your query. He's sitting at a profit of almost 1 lakh rupees on his investment in CSC. He's bought it at 130, stocks trading at 142. He's asking if he should continue to hold or switch out and buy PFC at this point. Rajesh, coming back to you, what would you recommend?
See, depending on your time horizon and risk appetite, I think one can continue with CSC. That company is doing very well. It's one of the major power distribution company. The power distribution company of Calcutta and some parts of Rajasthan like Bharatpur and all. Power demand is going up. The company has been doing well. And if you compare with peer group companies, the valuations are very reasonable at this point of time. One can even add to CSC. Even PFC is a good buy for a long-term the kind of scenario which we are witnessing into. Power gives a lot of hope. So companies like PFC, REC, they give out good dividends. They are on a good valuation. So both are a buy from our side. So if you are having CSC, continue to hold. If you want to put extra fund, then you can buy PFC.
Rajesh, but the first caller for today, and this is Krishna dialing in from Bengaluru. Krishna, very good morning. Welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Hi, very good morning. My query is, see, I had purchased around 225 of Tata Motors share at the price of average price of 525.
Okay.
So currently it is somewhere around 340. 1 second.
And this is sorry to interrupt, Krishna, but this is Tata Motors PV or Tata Motors Limited?
PV. Yeah.
Passenger vehicle.
When I had purchased, it was just a Tata Motors, but after demerger,
okay, of course. And are you also holding the CV business right now?
CV, it was auto moved 99 shares to CV, but 225, 99 plus another somewhere around 124 I had purchased. So total 225 I am holding in PV.
Okay.
CV, it is going good. CV,
okay.
I have 99 shares, that is going good.
Got it.
But in PV, passenger vehicles, I have 225 shares, average price 525. Currently lost somewhere around minus 41,000. So my question is, should I hold or what should I do? That's what my question is.
Got it, Krishna. But Rajesh, coming back to you, because after the split, a lot of people have gotten both the shares of the companies. Tata Motors PV, he's holding at 525. What would you recommend him to do for the passenger vehicle business? He's quite happy with the CV one right now.
CV as it is doing very good, and we think the numbers that have been put out on monthly sales numbers are also very exciting. As far as PV is concerned, I think at these levels, at 320, 330 odd levels, one can continue to hold. If it falls to around 310, 300 odd levels, one can even add. The numbers have been very disappointing last time because of the JLR numbers coming down because of various reasons. But going forward at these valuations, I think all the negatives have been discounted. Even the EV business, which have been stagnant for some times now, had started seeing some positive numbers. So maybe a target of 400 odd rupees in the next 12 months is quite possible. At this point in time, it's a hold.
So that's the view coming in on Tata Motors passenger vehicles. The next question that we have is from Siddharth Chaturvedi, who's writing us from Jaipur and asking about a lot of these textile exporters, that is Pearl Global, Gokul Das as well as Arvind. He's saying that are these good counters to remain invested or maybe buy at the current levels, considering the India-EU trade deal that has just happened yesterday? Rajesh, there are two angles to this. Of course, one is the India-EU trade deal, but there's still, an overhang with regards to where the US-India trade deal stands. So would you be a buyer of these counters right now?
I think on the basis of the news yesterday, it has already run up. All these stocks have run up quite a lot. So it's better to wait for some more time to consolidate and things to clarify. And yes, you said it right. US trade deal is also hanging from so long period of time. So you never know. So it's better to not to rush and buy at this point of time. Somebody holding can continue to hold. Out of these three counters which have been said, I think Arvind is a better one for a long-term holding.
Got the view, Rajesh. But the next question that's coming in is from Ajay from Bengaluru, and he's asking that any view that we can give him on Oberoi Realty as well as Havells post the quarterly results. Now Havells, of course, got their hammering, and I think so did Oberoi Realty in that aspect. But Nilesh, on the charts for either of those counters, any view?
See, both the stocks are moving in a lower term trajectory. So overall, as far as realty space is concerned, we have seen a sharp decline recently. Oberoi Realty has also corrected. In fact, if you see in the January series so far, it has corrected close to 10%. So there could be possibility of some bit of a pullback, but the overall trend looks slightly on a weaker side. The stock is trading well below its all long-term and short-term moving averages. So avoid taking any contraband at present. If already bought it, then keep a strict stop loss at 1445. And below that it may slip further towards 1400 as well. Now coming to Havells, it has a almost similar structure. It is on the verge of a breakdown as well. So it's again avoid taking any contraband at current level, and if bought it, that keep a strict stop loss at 1250 and a sell on rise kind of strategy should be deployed.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Oberoi Realty. The next question that we have is on Interact Building Products, and this is from Bharat. He's got 450 odd shares at an average price of 1940. He wants to know if he can hold this counter for a year or so. Rajesh, any view on this one?
It's better to exit. I think it's a very small cap company doing, the numbers have been very small. And any adverse situation can be a problem for that. The numbers are also not that good. So at 1956 odd rupees, I think all the positive that has been there has already been discounted. So a better price to re-enter would be around 1700, 1750. At this time, it's a book profit.
Got the view, Rajesh. Rajesh, coming back to you on the next query as well, it's an interesting one from Kokila because she wants to invest 50,000 rupees in M&M or Hyundai. The question largely because, while the FTA might have had some impact on M&M yesterday, Rajesh, the news flow today largely on South Africa putting tariffs on China as well as Indian imports and to almost 50% from 25 earlier. This could have an impact on like Maruti as well as M&M, right? What would you recommend right now, Rajesh? Because South Africa is a key geography for Mahindra and Mahindra's exports. Any view that you can offer?
I think yes, depending on the news at this point of time and the kind of correction which the stock witnessed yesterday, I think it's at a very lovely level to buy for a long-term horizon, of course, maybe with a time horizon of 12 to 18 months. And not only their passenger vehicle business, their even tractor business is doing well domestically, and with international, I think at these levels one can buy.
All right, okay, so that's the view coming in on M&M. But viewers, time to take a look at the F&O space, and we have Sharad joining by as always to give us a perspective on what the cues are looking like. Sharad, over to you.
Well, the cues are very positive today, and after bouncing off important technical levels, Sensex is showing good signs of up move, and BankX also giving a good strong support. Amongst the gainers, we have BAL, Axis Bank. Remember, BAL comes out with its earnings also today, and majority of the stocks are in the green. What's not working, that's where the significant cuts is happening, is Asian Paints, Maruti, and also HCL Tech and Titan making it to the list where they are in the red. But looking at the overall contract setup, it's still looking like some better positions are being made on the bull side. Apart from this, the BankX also strong support coming in across the counter. Yes Bank is up almost 2%, Kotak Mahindra Bank also in the green, and even HDFC Bank is showing a good support. Also, let's look at the stock-specific counter moves, and a strong long build-up is happening, especially on the Brent crude prices. They are going up, and because of that, two beneficiaries are there. Good volumes for both Oil India and ONGC, and all the oil and gas segment stocks are buzzing in trade. Short covering for HAL and Bandhan Bank, that has actually intensified over the last 10 to 15 minutes for both the counters, and long unwinding These are the two stocks, Tata Consumer and Marico. Earnings impact is something which we are seeing on the screen. And last one is short build-up. Asian Paints for the second straight day, we are seeing a big sell-off happening in this counter as well. And Eicher Motors also, as we pointed out, Puneet had mentioned the reason as well. So these are the important stocks which are buzzing in the F&O space.
Okay, Sharad, thank you so much for getting us those details with regards to where the F&O snapshot is concerned. But moving on, the next question that we have is from Murthy, who is writing us from Vizag, asking about IDBI Bank. Wants to know if he can go ahead and buy this counter at the current levels or not. Nilesh, I'll take this up with you. What are your views with regards to where the charts are concerned?
Well, Mahima, due to we have seen a recent correction in this stock from the levels of 115, 116, all the way it has currently reached to the levels of 98. Now it has very important support of its long-term 200-day moving average that is placed at 93 levels. So keeping 93 as a stop loss, yes, long position can be initiated at current level because there could be possibility of some bit of a pullback move towards 105 to 110 on the upside. So yes, one can go long, but keep a stop loss at 93.
Welcome back to Ask Profit. We of course still have Rajesh Agarwal, Kunal Rambia, fund manager and trading strategist at the street, is also now joining in. Kunal, very good morning and welcome to the show. Let me go across and take the first query. It's on Sundaram Fasteners, and Karthikeyan is actually holding 3,300 shares of the company, and it is a considerable part of his portfolio, is what he's mentioned. He's not mentioned his buying price, but he's asking if he should sell now or hold on for some more time. Rajesh, what would you recommend for Sundaram Fasteners? Because the growth largely has been kind of disappointing over the last few quarters. Any views that you can offer him?
See, I think there's no doubt on the fact that the growth has slowed down in the last few quarters, but the fact remains it's a very strong company belonging to a very strong group. Balance sheet is very strong. It's just a matter of time when things start improving. So if it's a long-term portfolio and you're not in need of funds at this point of time, I think one should continue to hold.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Sundaram Fasteners. The next question that we have is from Usha, who's writing us from Bengaluru, asking about 3M India. She's got 10 shares at the price of 33,315. Wants to know if she can shift to something like a Bosch Limited, comparatively also cheaper in terms of where this MNC stands. Rajesh, I'll stick with you for this one. Your view?
Both are very good company. Both are debt-free, balance sheet, doing very well. Of a different genre, 3M India, Scotch Brite, and all those products are doing very well, I would say. In fact, it's something. Both these companies are something which should be there in the one's long-term portfolio. It's no point switching from one to other. If you have extra funds, you can buy Bosch, but for 3M India, one can continue to hold.
The next question is coming in from Amrut, and he's from Kushalnagar. He's asking a question on IRCTC, looking to buy into this counter since it has seen correction. Kunal, what would you recommend for IRCTC? Is it a good time to buy?
See, overall, this counter has not done much. In fact, from September 21, this counter has held on to the bottom of around 580 levels. Recently, it's trading at 610. And after correcting from 1100, it's now come down to those 610 levels. If this counter consolidates near this level, I think it can offer good opportunity to enter. But as of now, it's a wait and watch, wait for some kind of consolidation. And if at all the counter reverses from here, with the stop of 585, 590, one can certainly initiate a buy.
All right, okay, so that's the view coming in on IRCTC, and we also have visuals of President Draupadi Murmu's address at the Parliament. You can see that on your screen right now, and this is just ahead of the union budget is what we are seeing. She's going to soon address the session as well. We'll wait to hear as to what she has to say just before the union budget kicks in on 1st of February. But moving on to the next question, which is on Anant Raj. Jayaraman from Mysore is asking this question. He's got 200 odd shares bought at the levels of 598. Wants to know if he can continue to hold this for the next 6 months or maybe let's say for a year as well. Kunal, your view on the charts for Anant Raj?
See, broadly, again, sideways consolidating counters, and in the recent correction, almost all the counters have come down significantly, right? And so this counter is also down. The strong support on this chart is right now at around 440 levels. Counter is trading at 485. As of now, it's clearly downward trending. If the counter manages to hold this 440 levels, 445 levels, then I think one can initiate a buy. But as of now, it looks like a falling knife. So let's wait for the counter to consolidate before initiating a fresh entry.
Kunal, one more question for you is on Vari Renewables, and our viewer actually is holding this particular counter for a short-term view. Bought at 1121 rupees per share. So he is currently sitting on a loss, and he's holding 150 shares. Any recovery that you've seen in the short term, Kunal, is what his question is.
See, Vari Renewables has seen the correction of around 35-40% from its high of around 1350. It has now reached the previous bottom itself, where after the listing.
Kunal, sorry, we just have President Draupadi Murmu speaking, so we'll have to cut.
Apologies for cutting you there, but you were giving your view on Vari Renewable, bought at 1121, 150 shares. What would you recommend?
So now on this counter, actually this counter has come down by 35-40% from its highs, and now it has reached the levels where post IPO the counter started its debut, right? So this 860, 870 levels seems to be the strong support. Counter is making good bottom formation on the intraday charts also. So with the stop of I think around 880, one can certainly initiate a buy. If our viewer has already bought, I think this is a level to average out, and if there is a bounce near 975, 980, one can exit the newly initiated trade, hold on to the old trade.
Okay, all right. The next one is also for you, Kunal, and this is on APL Apollo Tubes. The viewer Neha from Bengaluru has bought at the levels of 1517. She wants to know if she can continue to hold this for the next 1 to 3 months, and please suggest the strategy as well as the targets for this particular counter. What's the view like, Kunal?
Interestingly, this counter is an absolute positive trend since August 25 so far. It's clearly making higher top, higher bottom form. Something which I like about these counters is that they are trending in nature, and so unless the previous bottom is broken, one can certainly continue to hold this. As of now, it's at 2085. The stop loss is 1950. If the counter slips below 1950, please revisit our channel and ask someone who is available. But otherwise, keep trailing the stop loss. This counter can surprise on the upside with its huge volumes on the recent times. I think 2250 to 2300 is very likely in the time to come.
Got the view, Kunal. But the next one is on Kaveri Seeds, and this question is from Solochana from Vishakhapatnam. She's holding shares at roughly 1190 rupees per share. So currently sitting at a loss and holding 500 shares. Rajesh, the last 1 year hasn't been that great for the company, almost flattish move, but even on a 5-year basis, it's underperformed the Nifty. Any view that you can offer on Kaveri Seeds of what Solochana should do?
Yes, no doubt it's a slow mover. It has been underperforming the Nifty since a long period of time. The numbers have been decent, I would say, and with the government's focus on rural infrastructure, rural development, and the monsoons being very good this time, I think it can touch 950, 960 odd rupees in the next 1 year. So yes, that would be still far below the gentleman's purchase price, but 950, 960 odd rupees in the next 1 year is our target. So one can continue to hold.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Kaveri Seeds. The next question that we have is on Tata Power. Sunitha from Hyderabad wants to know if she can continue to hold the counter. She wants the short-term targets on this one. Her buying level is 345. Kunal, what would you recommend?
See, again, on the last entire 1.5 year chart, the support was at 350. In fact, recent bottom was at around 342 made by the counter yesterday itself, and it has bounced sharply from that level. So unless this level is broken, yeah, this is a level to watch out from the buying point of view. So initiate a buy at this level. Stop is 340, and the first immediate target can be 375 to 380. Again, once that level is achieved, rather than exiting, I would advise to trail the stop loss and hold. If this bottom is held really well, we can see the levels of 425, 430 in the next 3 to 4 months.
Concor is the next counter, and a question's coming thick and fast at this point of time. So let me take one with Rajesh again. Our viewer actually, Karan, is holding at 713, so sitting at a loss. But he wants to hold for the next 5 years, Rajesh. Should he continue to do so?
Add if your funds allow, add. Strong company, one of the largest in the logistic business, doing very well with a kind of new rental agreements and all, lease agreements. I think all the negatives have been discounted. Now it's a time to add discount. So it's a buy from our side.
Okay, buy on Concor is the view that Rajesh has. The next question that we have is from Chandra, who is writing us all the way from Germany. So thank you so much for that, Chandra. She wants to know a long-term view on Supriya Life Science. Is there any news flow due to which the stock is down today is what she's asking. Not really. If you can try to pull up the counter and see as to what it's doing today. Rajesh, I'll come to you on this one. The stock is down around 2.8% as we speak. Your long-term view on this particular counter? Rajesh, I think you're on mute. Okay, I think there's a network issue that we're facing with Rajesh. But Kunal, your view on the charts for something like a Supriya Life Sciences from a slightly long-term perspective?
See, this counter has been absolutely trending counter, but since November 24 so far, this counter has entered the sideways consolidation. The support is at around 630 and the resistance is placed near to 800 levels. Once it reaches near that support, I think one can definitely buy even from short-term point of view. As far as the long-term view is concerned, this counter is sideways consolidating with positive bias. So with the stop of 620, one can certainly hold on to it.
Well, it is budget season, and so are some of our queries also related to that theme. The next one's Texmaco Rail. And a viewer, actually Sanjay from Bengaluru, is asking if it's a good counter to enter from just before the budget. Kunal, I know definitely a very short-term target is what he's asking, but your short-term view on Texmaco Rail and what he should do?
Texmaco, I would suggest the similar company, the company in the similar industry, and that's Rail Vikas Nigam. Because that counter is showing some kind of good bottom formation and good volume activities are also happening on the chart. So with the stop of 310, we have also initiated a buy on this. The target is 395 to 400. Again, it's a very short-term view. If the counter breaks 310, take an exit. But this is a counter which we are trading for the budget and even for the time to come.
Okay, all right. So that's the view coming in on these railway counters. But moving on, we've got our next caller. Kiran is calling us from Hyderabad. Kiran, hi. A very good morning to you. I believe you have a question on Lodha.
Yes, ma'am. I have 100 shares of Lodha at 1,032 rupees, ma'am.
Okay.
So today they are declaring their results, and there is a huge order book for Lodha, Godrej Properties and Oberoi Realty. But why there is a panic situation in realty stocks? And what sort of targets could I expect? Or should I add more at lower levels is my query, ma'am.
Okay, got your question, Kiran. I'll take this up with Kunal. Then Kunal, he's not wrong with regards to where the entire pack is concerned, right? We've seen pressure in this entire space, but Lodha specifically, your view on the charts?
See, again, this counter has stumbled from 1500 levels, and yesterday was a panic bottom made somewhere near those 830, 840 levels, and it has recovered sharply from that level. In fact, yesterday the volumes recorded were really good, impressive, but it's not confirming the uptrend yet. So if the counter holds the bottom of around 875 or 880 levels, I think one can take a chance. But again, because we are heading for this result time and there is already been a significant amount of volatility on this, be a little cautious. Rather, I would say trade DLF if you're comfortable, because that's where we have seen good strength getting accumulated with follow-through buying. So switch to DLF rather than Lodha. But if you have a personal interest on it, definitely 880 is a level to watch out as a support.
Got the view, Kunal. But the next question that's coming in is on Ramco Industries, and our viewer Arun from Hyderabad is actually asking a 3 to 5 year view on the stock. He's bought it at 314, very close to his buying price right now as well. But Rajesh, would you recommend that? It's been yet another one of those counters that's been lagging the street performance. Your view?
So despite a very good balance sheet, very good operations, the company has been lagging on the street. But I think for a long-term horizon, the gentleman is having 4 or 5 years horizon. I think it's a good hold. Not only a good hold, by any chance it falls to around 280, 290 odd rupees, that would be a good buying level too. So one can continue to hold. The company is very good. It's just a matter of time when it starts performing.
Spandana Spurti is the next counter. Ambika from Chennai is currently holding 800 shares at the levels of 231. She wants a short-term outlook and view on the charts. Kunal?
Spandana Spurti, overall trend has been sideways consolidating. The strong support is at 240. With that stop loss, one can hold. But the trigger is at, I think, around about 285. So about 285, we can expect the levels of 320, 325. Till then, sideways consolidation is likely, but one can certainly hold on for now.
Got the view, Kunal. The next question that's coming in is on another interesting counter, and that one is IRB. Now, Ramalingam from Chennai is actually holding both IRB and IRIDA, but let me take the question on IRB. Bought 2,000 shares at 68 rupees, so sitting at a loss and asking a short-term view. So, Kunal, for the next 4 months, what would you recommend on this counter?
See, very quickly on this last 1.5 year behavior, support is at 40. Hold with the stop loss of 40. Any weekly closing below 40 is an exit. One can initiate a buy at this level. The immediate targets can be 47 to 49.
Okay, all right. So that's the view coming in on IRB Infra. The next question that we have is on Ambuja Cement. Gaurav from Pune is asking this question. He's bought at the levels of 655 and 121 shares is what he has. Wants to know if he can hold, add or sell. Kunal, your view on the charts?
Strong support at 510, trending with sideways consolidation for now. So with the stop of 510, one can certainly hold on to the position. And if at all our viewer is a trader, derivative trader, then one can create the short straddle with long futures, I think, which can offer good, the opportunity, even if the counter remains sideways.
And viewers, of course, standard disclaimer that the channel that you're watching is part of the Adani Group, and so is Ambuja Cement as well. But the next counter that we're focusing on is Acme Solar. Now, our viewer actually, his Muralidharan from Pondicherry is holding shares at 250 rupees per share. 150 shares is what he holds, and asking he should add up more or wait for an opportunity. So he's looking to add more to his current position. Rajesh, how do you view this space? Because we've seen multiple new listings in the renewable energy space. Your view as, and also on Acme, if it's a good time to add.
See, though renewable energy is a very good space to pay into, but with the kind of new capacities coming in, I think one should wait for some new money to put in because already there are huge capacity built up. So at this point of time, it is a hold. Buying at this point of time won't be recommended. If you somebody wants to buy in energy sector, I think Tata Power or a CESC is a better company.
Right, okay, so hold is the view coming in on Acme Solar. The next question that we have is from Harpreet, who's writing us from Delhi, asking about Vedanta. He's got 1,400 shares at the levels of 500, wants to know what should he do with this counter. Rajesh, your view?
You need to hold, wait for the demerger to happen, and at that time, I think huge value unlocking will take place. And at this point of time, even in the combined entity, if you see the whole lot of minerals with that, and companies doing very well, gave out good dividends too. So it's a hold from our side.
Stocks up 4.4% as we speak, and it's been a good year for all investors, up 73% on Vedanta. But the next question is coming in on Gravita India. Kunal, this question is for you. V. Murli is asking this question, bought 100 shares at 1,545 and asking a short-term view. What would you recommend?
Strong support is at 1,500, sideways consolidating counter. So with the stop of 1,500, one can certainly hold on. But the momentum is missing. I think momentum will pick up only above 1,550, and then the targets can be 1,750 to 1,800. So hold for now.
Hold is the view coming in on Gravita India. The next question that we have is on Hindustan Copper. Sunil from Mumbai is asking this question. I think, Kunal, a lot of people who are invested in Hindustan Copper wants to know this right now as to what are the technicals indicating. He wants to know the short-term target and stop loss that he should put on Hindustan Copper. He's not given his buying price or quantity, but looking at the charts, do you think the momentum is there to stay?
Certainly, yes. Even look at today's volume, the counter is up by 8.5%, and the volumes are really inspiring. So, these trending counters, one should learn to trail the stop loss and hold the position. I don't know what can be the targets on this. We can, randomly put the numbers of 840 to 850 also. But rather than doing that, I think one should trail the stop loss and hold. As of now, the trailing stop loss is at around 575. That's the previous consolidation bottom. Consider that as a good stop loss. If the counter keeps moving up, keep coming to our channel again and keep asking the guest who is available for the trailing stop loss rather than target. These counters are ready for a big surprise on the upside.
This counter is ready for a big surprise on the upside is the view coming in on Hindustan Copper from Kunal. But viewers, time to take a rapid fire round. Kunal and Rajesh, you both know the drill. Try to keep your answers as short as possible. The first question that we have is from Jaya, who is writing us from Bengaluru, asking about Railtel, whether this is the right time to make an entry or not. Kunal, your view?
Certainly, yes. Near to the support itself with the stop of 320, one can buy.
The next one is PCBL, bought at 361 from Somic. Kunal, you are one of our best advertisers now of this show, so I'm going to come back to you. What would you recommend?
Yeah, it's consolidating near the support with the stop of 250. It's a buy.
Okay, Newland Lab is the next one. Prasad from Kolkata wants to know if this is the right time to make that purchase. Rajesh, would you recommend that?
Yeah, one can add.
Narayana Rudrala is the next one, and Kanan is actually asking if it's a good time for a short-term view. Kunal?
It's consolidating near the support itself with the stop of 1725. It's a buy.
Okay, Bank of Maharashtra or IDFC First Bank, where would you recommend a fresh entry? Kunal, your view on the charts?
I'll go ahead with Bank of Maharashtra because it's trending with positive bias with the stop of 64. One can initiate a buy.
Satvik Green, Rajesh, I know it's a recent counter, but any view that you can offer?
It's a void.
All right, Elecon Engineering is the next one. Kirti from Hyderabad has bought 200 shares at the levels of 566. Wants to know if she can continue to hold or not. Rajesh, your view?
Continue to hold.
Bajaj Finance is the other one. Suresh from Kerala is asking at 920, should he continue to hold, Rajesh?
Add.
Okay, DCB Bank is the next one. Satya from Hyderabad has bought in 2023. He wants to know if he can hold, exit, or what should he do? Kunal, your view on the charts?
Keep trailing the stop loss right now, which is at around 180. So hold with the stop of 180.
GMR is the other counter, and Sumanta is asking if he should continue to hold for the next 2 to 5 years, Rajesh?
Continue to hold.
Okay, Sterlite Tech is the next one. Raghuram from Bhubaneswar is asking whether he can continue to hold this from a long-term perspective. He's got 1,000 shares at the levels of 118. Rajesh, your view?
Try to exit around 110.
Paytm bought at 1348, Rajesh, should she continue to hold?
Try to exit on any upticks.
Okay, Deepak Fertilizer is the next one. Mithun is holding 20 shares at the levels of 1,500. Can it bounce back? Kunal, your view on the charts?
Yes, it's looking likely for, it's ready for the bounce.
Force Motors is the other one, a stellar last 1 year, Rajesh. Anything to look at before buying right now? What would you recommend?
If it's a long-term horizon, one can buy.
Okay, ONGC is the next one. 270 shares bought at an average price of 246. Hold or book profits currently from a 1 to 2 months perspective. Your view on this, Kunal?
Certainly add. In fact, it's a new breakout today with the target of 285. One can buy.
Polymedical, Rajesh, for the next 4 years, what would you recommend?
Avoid.
Okay, the next one is on Dixon Tech. Narayanan from Guntur wants to know if he can continue to hold the 15 shares that is bought at the levels of 12,800. Rajesh, your view?
Bounces should be taken as an opportunity to exit. Try to exit.
All right. Okay, so that's the view coming in on Dixon Tech. With that, viewers, completely out of time on this edition of Ask Profit. Rajesh as well as Kunal, thank you so much for taking out the time and helping us answer all those queries. Viewers, do stay tuned. Know your company up next.